Hey, welcome back to Movie Minutes. Today, we're hitting the road with a modern classic, Mamá También, a 2001 Mexican gem directed by Alfonso Cuarón. This isn't your average teen movie. It's a raw, emotional roller coaster about friendship, freedom, and the messy side of growing up. Starring Diego Luna, Gael Garcia Bernal, and Maribel Verdú, it's a story that mixes wild energy with some heavy truths. Whether you've seen it or not, I'm breaking it all down in this recap. So buckle up, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and let's dive into this unforgettable journey. The story starts in Mexico City, 1999, with two best friends, Julio and Tenoch. Julio's played by Gael Garcia Bernal, and Tenoch is Diego Luna, both in their breakout roles. They're 17, fresh out of high school and living for the summer. Their girlfriends just left for a trip to Europe, so these guys are free to do whatever they want. And trust me, they've got big plans, mostly involving parties, weed, and chasing girls. Things kick into gear at a fancy wedding for Tenoch's cousin. That's where they meet Luisa, played by Maribel Verdú. She's in her late 20s, Spanish, and married to Tenoch's cousin, Llano. She's gorgeous, confident, and way out of their league. But that doesn't stop Julio and Tenoch from flirting hard. Trying to impress her, they make up a story about a secret beach called Heaven's Mouth. They pitch it like it's this paradise they're planning to visit, hoping she'll bite. She doesn't, laughs it off actually, but you can tell she's intrigued by their energy. Then everything shifts. Luisa gets a call from Llano, her husband, and he drops a bomb. He's been unfaithful. She's crushed, and in that moment of heartbreak, she decides to shake things up. She calls the boys and says, "Let's go to that beach." Suddenly, this fake trip is happening for real. So the three of them pile into a beat-up car and hit the road. What follows is a road trip through rural Mexico that's equal parts chaotic and eye-opening. The movie doesn't just focus on them, it shows us the world they're driving through. A narrator chimes in every now and then with random asides, like how a stretch of highway was built over a village, or how a fisherman's life changed because of tourists. It's Cuarón's way of painting a bigger picture of Mexico at the turn of the millennium, poverty, politics, and all. Meanwhile, inside the car, the dynamic starts to shift. Luisa's older, wiser, and she's not just along for the ride. She's challenging the boys, teasing out their insecurities, and flipping their carefree vibe upside down. As they travel, tensions bubble up fast. Luisa's presence stirs things between Julio and Tenoch. She's playful, but unpredictable, and the boys start competing for her attention. Things get messy when she gets closer to one of them. Let's just say it's a private moment that leaves the other feeling betrayed. Jealousy kicks in hard. The friend who's left out catches them, and it's like a match to gasoline. They argue, and soon they're throwing confessions at each other. Turns out they've both hooked up with each other's girlfriends behind their backs. It's a brutal blow to their friendship, and Luisa's stuck in the middle, trying to keep the peace. She doesn't just let it slide, though. She evens things out by spending time with the other guy, too. It's a wild back and forth that keeps you on edge. After days of driving, fighting, and awkward silences, they finally reach a beach. It's not the made-up Heaven's Mouth they pitched, but a real, stunning spot they stumble across by chance. The place is gorgeous, remote, peaceful, with crystal clear water. They meet a local family who takes them in, and for a bit, it feels like a break from the drama. They swim, eat, and let loose under the sun. One night, after a lot of drinking, the three of them share a moment that changes everything. It's intense, emotional, and tests their boundaries in ways they didn't expect. Without getting into the details, let's just say it's a turning point that leaves them all reeling. The next day, the mood's different, quiet, heavy. Luisa decides she's staying behind at the beach, telling the boys to head back to the city. They don't argue, they just go. As they drive off, the narrator drops some big reveals about what's been going on beneath the surface. We learn Luisa's been hiding something major about her health, something she's known all along that puts this whole trip in a new light. She spends her last days by the sea, while Julio and Tenoch return to their old lives. Months later, they bump into each other at a coffee shop. It's awkward, distant. They're not the same carefree kids anymore. Tenoch shares some news about Luisa, and Julio barely reacts. They part ways, and that's it. Their friendship's done. I Tu Mamá También is a movie that hits you hard. It's about youth, freedom, and the stuff we don't see coming. Cuarón blends this wild road trip with a deeper look at Mexico, class divides, fleeting moments, and all. The handheld camera and those long, unbroken shots make you feel like you're right there with them. Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal are electric as Julio and Tenoch, and Maribel Verdú steals every scene as Luisa. It's no surprise this film put them all on the map and snagged an Oscar nod. So, what did you think of this one? Let me know in the comments, and tell me what movie you want me to recap next. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.